It has been 23 long years since the first 28 days later, and we are now getting 28 years later. The latest installment in the Rage virus, which has ravaged the UK. And it was partially confirmed in 28 weeks later that it was pretty much a UK problem. And 28 years later, it is 100%, like 1,000% confirmed. It is just the UK. The UK is quarantined. And there's boats going around making sure no one's leaving the island, no one's coming to the island. It's a UK problem. Everywhere else in the world, perfectly fine. In this installment, it introduces different types of infected. Some people call them zombies, some just call them infected. It depends on who you are. But we are introduced to different kinds. We have just what are essentially bloaters. They're just fat infected who are crawling on the ground. Occasionally they get up. But they're big, they're fat, they're slow. We've got the standard ones, which are ridiculously fast. But we are also introduced to the alpha. Bigger, stronger, takes many, many arrow shots to kill. You know, you get one shot to the heart to a regular infected, one shot to the head, dead, done. You get that same shot to the alpha, no, that's some bitch, he's still coming after you. And it's fascinating because it's like a pack leader. Well, not like a pack leader, it is a pack leader. So it's like the infected are going back to their baser instincts. They follow the biggest and strongest one. They do what the biggest and strongest one tells them to do, much like the animal kingdom. We also see for the first time a pregnant infected. Now, we don't know how this woman became pregnant. We don't know if the infected are mating. We don't know if she was infected while she was pregnant. But it raises multiple questions. Like, are they mating? Because if so, it's a scary thought. Does the baby come out infected? Does it come out normal? That is actually revealed. But that I will not say because, spoiler, and you got to find out for yourself. But it's a fascinating concept that the infected are potentially mating because their baser instincts are, oh look, the living, let's attack. But they might be taking the time to get it on. Now, as for the story, the first, I think, like 3/4 of the movie, absolutely fantastic. You've got Aaron Taylor Johnson and his son, played by Alfie Williams. They go out for Alfie's first adventure to the mainland to get his first kill of the infected. And it's a tense moment because he gets his first kill, but then more show up and all hell breaks loose. But the trailer makes it seem like Taylor Johnson's role is much, much bigger than it actually is. The story is very much about Alfie's Spike, as well as his mother, Isla, played by Jodie Comer. And at its core, the movie is about a boy's love for his mother and how he would do anything for his mother, help his mother. Jodie Comer is fantastic. Alfie Williams is great. And the little bit we do see of Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's awesome. Ralph Fiennes, also not who I was expecting him to be. The trailer for this movie is very misleading, which I'm okay with, because a lot of the time the trailer spoils the damn movie. It will tell you the entire story of the movie. 28 years later does not do that. It doesn't really tell us anything. It just shows us who these characters are. It shows us like little glimpses of what's going on, but we don't know what's actually happening in the movie until we see it. And Ralph Fiennes, too, absolutely fantastic. And his character, again, not at all who I was expecting him to be. That tower of skulls that is teased in the trailer, as well as one of the movie posters, it's a sight to see on the big screen. It really is. And the story behind it is not as sinister as like the trailer makes it out to be. Right? Not really makes it out to be, but like hints that it is. But then the last quarter of the movie happens, and it kind of goes off the rails a little bit, especially the ending itself. The ending itself does call back to the very beginning of the movie, which is good, but at the same time, it's just so random and out there. It doesn't fit with the rest of the movie, the rest of the story, the rest of the tone of the film as a whole. But in general, 28 Years Later is still, I think, a great movie. Danny Boyle, his direction is phenomenal, especially when they're killing infected. Like, the best way I could describe it is, it's like the exact moment, like, they hit, like an arrow hits, or a gun goes off, bullet hits. It's like a split-second freeze frame, and then it goes back to, like, normal. And it's like a very interesting stylistic choice, but it works. And Alex Garland, our writer, great story in general until we get to the ending. But everybody involved is amazing. Again, Danny Boyle, his direction. It's just the last quarter of the movie, especially the ending itself, that really just, like, makes me scratch my head. And it makes me just... I take away some points. But 28 Years Later, I still give an A-. Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more movie and TV reviews, along with reaction comedy shorts. Join the channel membership for just $1.99 a month to be able to watch all videos before the public with early access. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.